What's going on, guys? Dan the Ecoman here. I hope you're having a great day. I want to say that I deeply apologize because I have been a little inactive for a little bit. Just been, life and things been going on. So ironing all that good stuff out. So let's get into this video. I just picked up a few things from Advanced Auto Parts, and we're going to be doing, boom, oil change. As always, I am a Pennzoil man, full synthetic. This is the platinum. Sorry, the sun is a little. There you go. So I use 5W30. That's the weight for the oil for the EcoBoost 2.3 liter engine. So full synthetic. That's the way to go. For longevity, and lubricity and all that good stuff. And today we're going to be adding some Lucas. This stuff is good stuff, so I hear. So I'm going to try it out. It's pure synthetic. Now this is so it says here, synthetic oil stabilizer. And what that means is pretty much like high mileage vehicles. It doesn't necessarily have to be high mileage, but performance vehicles, like where you're, kind of running it a little hard, and more so than, I want to say, probably what it was intended for. Or if you're heavy into performance and modding your vehicle, this stuff right here will extend the life of your engine. So it says by up to 50%. So you subtract whatever, so let's say, okay, so my engine, 6 quarts of oil, that's what I add. And so instead of doing the full 6, I have the 5 quarts with the Pennzoil full synthetic, and this is 1 quart. So that'll give me my 6. So you don't want to add this on top of the 6 quarts, and that'll give you 7. That's too much. So for the EcoBoost engine, the 2.3 liter, you need 6 quarts. So I'm going to be putting this in there and just see how it does. Now I'm going to be doing spark plugs as well. However, they didn't have those in stock, so I have to get those tomorrow, and I'll just throw those in. But for today's sake, what I really wanted to go over was these babies right here. These are the POWERSTOP Evolution Z23 brake pads. They're carbon fiber ceramic performance pads, and I do have some POWERSTOP pads on there, but they are the track version, and they were made for track driving. So I'm going to be switching those out with something that's a little more street friendly, because the lighting here is just with the sun. The track pads were made for limited mileage, because if you're on a track, you're not going to be driving thousands of miles unless you're doing like a Le Mans or something like that, and you're doing that for like 2 or 3 days straight. Anyways, just a little joke. No, the track pads were made for track racing, so that's high heat, high temperatures, and honestly, I just wasn't really reaching those types of temperatures. Now, unless I was just like, flying, doing, well above the speed limit and doing heavy braking and stuff like that, they work great, for that. But I mean, realistically, that's not really happening in your daily driver lifestyle, so they are a little screechy, the pads that I have on here now, because they create a lot of brake dust, because I do have drilled and slotted rotors. So those holes and slots are helping to cut the pads to keep them from brake fade, when they get too hot and they soften up and then they don't really work anymore. So if you guys saw Ford versus Ferrari, that's kind of what happened towards the end of the movie, when the actor Christian Bale was driving the vehicle and lost control because he had a brake fade, and ultimately that was the end of his career. The individual in real life, God rest his soul. So I'm going to be switching those pads out. That's going to be like the main part of the video. Without further ado, let's get into that. All right. So I'm about to go ahead and put this 5W30 Pennzoil in, along with this synthetic oil stabilizer from Lucas, high performance. All right, let's see if I can. I'm gonna go ahead and work this and get this off. Ta-da! So this is about this is 1 quart exactly. So it's gonna be 1 quart, and then I'm adding the 5 quarts of the 5W30 Pennzoil full synthetic. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Go ahead and finish this up. All right, it's finished up. Oh shit. Excuse my language. I have to clean that up.
And the little girl was talking to me, he was like, rain, it'll come and then
All
it'll
right,
stop.
it's good to go. All right, got the oil finished up. Just gonna have to go ahead and work on the brakes now. I'm gonna knock that out. I just finished with the oil. I added that 1 quart of the Lucas oil stabilizer. So I'm gonna be switching it up on the POWERSTOP Z23 brakes. And there is a braking period for those. There's steps to that. So I will go ahead and pull that out so you can look at the steps to breaking the pads properly, so you get an even amount of material from the pads placed onto the rotors for the best stopping power, and so you don't warp your rotors. You have here POWERSTOP Evolution Sport carbon fiber ceramic performance pads. So here you have the instructions. You see where it tells you it is important to break in pads, rotors, using the pad bedding procedure as follows. Proper pad bedding can prevent rotor warping. That is very important. A lot of people don't do it, but it is necessary. So if you haven't done it, I would look into it. Now over time, yes, it is true that you can bed the pads in just like daily driving, but obviously when you're doing stuff and dealing with warranties, you want to make sure you're following steps as closely as possible. That way you've done it right, and if something goes wrong, then you can be covered by the warranty and get your money back, and obviously get you some new pads and rotor. So here you have slow down from 40 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour, and you're supposed to do 5. You can do that 5 times, 5 aggressive decelerations. So that's how I'm going to start, and then we're going to move to 5 moderate decelerations from 35 to 5, and then just drive slowly to cool down your brakes for at least 5 minutes. And it tells you right here, 5 moderate to aggressive stops from 40 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour in rapid succession without letting the brakes cool. Do not come to a complete stop. If you're forced to stop, complete the stop and either shift the vehicle in the park or give room in front so you can allow the vehicle to roll slightly while waiting for the traffic. Rotors will be very hot, and holding down the brake pedal will force the brake pad to contact the rotor and possibly create an imprint on the rotor. This imprint may contribute to creation of brake judder. So there you have it. These are going to be for the front. Those little brackets for it. And there you have the pads. Nice and thick. Carbon ceramic material. And this was the lubricating oil that came out. So I'm going to put some of that on there. So just taking these bolts off. Alright, so I replaced the other side pads. I'm doing the driver's side now. The issue is I ran into these rotors are warped. So, I mean, it is what it is. SP Performance. I've had them for about 6-7 months, and I mean, I definitely drive the mess out of my car. So I'm not too disappointed. At least we still have, the holes that have been cut into it. So I'm just gonna have to go ahead and get a new set of rotors and put on there along with these new pads. But they did great. Stopped the car very well. I'm not disappointed at all. Like I said, it's just, if you're really gonna be driving your car, obviously Brembo is a great brand, and I'm gonna look into some of those rotors. Price is, definitely an issue. So we'll see. But I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this up and get these new pads on there. Okay. Good news is these ones are not as bad. No, not at all. I mean, it's like a little bit of warping around the edge, but the middle is in decent shape. Yeah, still got the holes, they're in good shape. The slots are good. So the back, all the stopping power is really in the front anyway, so the back is holding up well. Okay. But yeah, let's just switch these pads out. And okay, guys, finally done. Brake pads are changed. Looking into getting a new set of rotors. Please comment on here. Let me know what rotors I should get. Definitely something that's affordable that I could check out. But these rotors did last, like I said, about 6 to 7 months. Everything's good to go. EcoBeast behind me. I'll be doing my spark plugs tomorrow. I don't need to get that on video. I already made a video about that. But everything's good. Thanks for checking out the channel. Dan the Eagle Man. Peace out.